So you're going to begin in a standing position. We're going to work through your standing corrections first. Feet are hip distance apart, hands are onto your hips. And you're going to press down into your feet, down into your hands to lift your spine up nice and tall. So you're trying to lift the bottom of your ribs away from the tops of the hips. Elbows reach out wide to the sides of the room. So we're not trying to pull them back and squeeze between the shoulder blades. Find width through the back. Good, inhaling through the nose. Exhaling through the mouth. Begin rotating those left ribs back. Your right hip back and open up through the front of the right shoulder. And you're going to place your right hand on top of your right shoulder. Reach that elbow out to the side of the room. And then you're going to lift your left arm up on the diagonal and reach through those left fingertips. So your left arm is kind of reaching a little bit forward, pulling back through the left ribs, dropping the chin down. Inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth, pulling back through the belly button, engaging the glutes a little bit, pressing down strong through the feet. And one more time, inhaling. And exhale. Right elbows reaching wide, fingertips are reaching the opposite direction without pulling your left ribs forward. Good, go ahead and relax and shake it out. Okay, so you're going to come to the back of your tower. We're going to do a little bit of elongation there at your frame. And your tower's a little bit lower than mine, so just bear with me in my demonstration. Ooh, sorry. Okay, so I'd like you to come nice and close to your frame. Try to get right underneath of it, and you're going to wrap your fingertips around the top of it. And you're going to pull your elbows out wide to the sides of the room. So you're pressing down into the fingertips to lift the spine up nice and tall, dropping down through the chin. And you're going to rotate your right hip back, your left ribs back, and open up through the front of your right shoulder. Glide your ribs a little bit over to the left. Good, and glide your shoulders a little bit over to your right. You're inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the mouth, lifting up, pulling the elbows out wider. And one more time, inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the mouth, drop the chin down, pull back through the belly button. Good, take a little break, roll out the shoulders. So I'm going to bring my hands down lower here, but I think that yours is short enough that you don't need to adjust your hands. So I want you to bring your feet in towards each other. You're going to bend your knees and sit your hips back, lengthening through the spine. And then straighten your legs out, reaching your sitting bones back behind you. Try not to fall into your ribs. So you're pulling back, especially through those left ribs. Pulling back through the belly button. Inhaling through the nose, reaching those sitting bones back behind you, lengthening through the front of the head, out through the top of the head. Good, and then bend the knees. I'm sliding a little bit on these. Okay. And bend the knees again. Straighten the legs. Reach the sitting bones back behind you. Have a soft bend in your elbows. Try not to just sink into your shoulders. Stay active there. Pull back through the left ribs. Open through the front of the right shoulder. Good, and then come out of it. Roll the shoulders out. Okay, very good. So now you're going to come down onto the mat. I'm going to have you here, kind of looking down on me, okay? All right, so I'm going to go through Sleepy Flamingo first. So let's find a little elongation You're going to bring your legs out to the width of the mat here. Okay, and arms are going to reach overhead. So you're kind of in an X position. You're reaching your fingertips away from your heels away from your fingertips, dropping down through the chin. Inhaling through the nose, reaching the fingertips longer, the feet longer away from you. And exhale, drop the left ribs back towards the floor, right hip back towards the floor. And again, reach long through the fingertips, drop down through the chin, down through the heels. Good. And go ahead and relax, shake it out. Okay. Bring your feet in towards each other. You're going to slide up your left foot. You're going to bring your right hand on top of your right shoulder. And you're focusing on dropping those left ribs back towards the floor. Your right hip is back towards the floor and you're reaching through your right heel. You're going to extend this left arm out in the diagonal. So if your arm is down on the floor, it's likely that those ribs are pushing up forward. You want to have a little lift of that hand to drop the ribs down. And you're going to exhale. I want you to hover this leg. Pull back through the belly button. And inhale, lower it back down. And exhale, hover the leg, pull back through the center, drop back through the left ribs. Inhale, lower. And exhale, hover. Inhale, lower. And exhale and hover. Keep that leg lifted and just draw teeny tiny circles with that lifted leg. Still trying to drop back through the left ribs, drop down through the chin. And circle your leg the other way, teeny tiny circles. Try to take the wiggle out of the rest of the body. You can press down slightly through the the right arm to rotate the right ribs forward towards the ceiling. Good, slide that leg in. Hug your knees into your chest. Good, and we're going to do piano key next. Okay, so your right leg is still extended out straight, left knee bent, right hand comes behind the head, and you're going to take your left hand and press it towards the ceiling. You're going to push with your left foot and roll yourself onto your side, reaching forward through the left arm. Feel like you're opening up behind these left ribs. You're lengthening through the top of the left knee, so that knee is still reaching towards this wall. Your right leg is reaching towards that wall. And you're floating out through the crown of the head, opening up behind these left shoulders, left ribs, and then begin rolling onto your back. Nice and slowly. You're going to lay your spine down first, and then key A, key B, key C, and D, and your shoulder plugs back into the floor. Inhaling, filling up behind that shoulder blade. Exhale, keep it down. Inhale again, filling up behind the shoulder blade and behind those ribs. And exhale. Good, again, press down through the foot to roll yourself onto your side. Opening up behind those left ribs, reaching through the front of, or reaching this arm long away from you. Trying to open up behind the ribs and then begin rolling onto your back. Your head comes along with you. You lay the spine down first. And then key A, key B, key C, and D. Good, dropping down through the left shoulder, down through the left ribs, inhaling, filling them up. And exhale, keep them down. Good. Go ahead and hug the knees in. Okay, and we're going to do a little bit of side lying work and then you'll be all set. So we're going to begin laying onto your left side, and that is your primary concavity. You're focusing on keeping those bottom ribs down into the mat with all of this work. Okay. So your bottom leg will be bent, your top leg is straight. Take your left arm, you're going to reach it out overhead, and then lay all of your ribs down onto the mat. Good, and then reach your right arm straight up from the shoulder. You're finding length through this right leg without lifting the bottom side of the waist up off the floor. And you're going to exhale and lift that leg up to hip height. So you're reaching out through the crown of the head, trying not to curl in on yourself. Inhale, lower down. And exhale, reach long through the right leg, pull back through the belly button, ribs connected into the body. Your right fingertips are reaching long up towards the ceiling. And lower back down. And exhale and lift, pull back through the belly button. Inhale, lower. And exhale and reach and lengthen without the bottom side of the waist lifting up. Inhale, lower. And exhale and lift. And now keep that leg lifted. We're going to inhale, travel that leg a few inches forward. Good, and inhale, sweep it back. Try not to go into the lower back. So you're connecting to your hamstring and your glute as that leg travels back. Inhale as it reaches forward, keep it at hip height. Exhale, travel it back. Inhale forward. And exhale back. And inhale forward. Exhale back, pull back through the belly button as that leg travels back. Good, one more time. Reaching long still through these top fingertips, opening up your back. That shoulder blade is moving away from your spine. Good, bend the knee. And then just fan your feet up towards the ceiling a few times, releasing through the spine. Good. Nice job. So go ahead and swing your legs around. We'll do your other side. So now we're laying onto your right side, which is your primary convexity. And you're focusing on keeping these ribs lifted away from the floor the whole time. Your bottom leg is bent, top leg is straight, and your top arm reaches up overhead. So that's helping to lift those bottom ribs away from the floor. Keep the left ribs drawn in and back. Exhale, lift the leg without the ribs dropping down this time. And inhale, lower. And exhale, lift. Fingertips and foot is reaching away from each other. Inhale, lower. And exhale and lift. Inhale, lower. Keep those bottom ribs lifted. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift, and now keep that leg lifted. You're going to inhale, travel the leg forward a few inches. And exhale back. Good, you're connecting to the hamstring and the glute there. Inhale, travel it forward. And exhale back. Good. One more time. Don't let the bottom ribs drop down. Keep the left ribs rotating back and open behind you. Good. Lower that leg down. Lower your arm down. And we're going to fan the feet up towards the ceiling a few times and just release through the spine. Nice job. That's it.